Yo, what's happening, my people? So, if y'all follow the channel and stuff, y'all know sometimes I do this. I talk about the fights and stuff. Usually, I've been doing like the heavyweight big fights and stuff. But I'm going to do, I love UFC. That's probably one of my favorite sports. I probably like that more than boxing. But I don't really do any of talking about UFCs and stuff. But I will this week. This was crazy. UFC 245 was nuts. But since I do boxing, let me talk boxing real quick. Terrence Crawford. I don't know the other dude's name, man. He had a crazy name. Kagaga, but he's a foreign dude. That was a close fight. Well, early on, it was surprising. Dude was piecing Terrence Crawford up at the beginning. He caught him with a lot of good shots, man. But Terrence Crawford, he got a chin on him. He mean as hell. He showed his heart. He showed his meanness. But he showed that he's vulnerable too. Two bad spits flew out of the damn car. And they have the different promotions and stuff, so they don't want to, this promotion don't want to hook up with this promotion, and they don't want to fight, they don't want to cross. So it's a bunch of bull. But that was a good fight. That was way better than expected. Teofimo Lopez, he had a great fight. He beat the hell out of homeboy, man. Now let's move on to UFC. I'm going to start with the main event. Usman versus Colby Covington. Dog. I was torn on this. If you follow me on social media, usually Twitter, I talk a lot about the fights. Like that's about all I tweet about is when a fight is happening. And Facebook, I talk about it a little bit because I like the comment section. So I like to go back and forth. My voice is kind of going. I was in there hollering, whoa! That was the fight of the year. Fight of the year. Covington, Usman, bad blood. Going into it. They both spectacular wrestlers. Both have a crazy pace. What's going to happen? I was like, man, it's 50-50. I'm like, man, Usman, he got more power. But then he going to be emotional in this match. So I'm like, man, he could gas himself out. And Colby Covington, man, he looked so good against Robbie Lawler. I'm like, I ain't knew what to expect. Man, watching this, it was good as advertised. Better than advertised. There was no wrestling in this fight. This was a fight. And, man, they both had successful moments. Colby Covington, he showed his combinations. His combinations were great. They were crisp. Usman, he had a lot of good counter punches. He showed his power. He had a good teep kick to the stomach that was working over and over. That teep kick to give a little bit of distance. But then when he started digging to the body, that was hurting Colby Covington. And then what really changed the fates, because Covington, he was catching him with a few looping punches. He buckled him a few times. So it was, you've never seen Usman buckled. Even Woodley didn't buckle him. But Woodley didn't look like himself. I would love to see Woodley battle Covington, to see that. But it might be similar to the Usman fight. I would like to see him fight Usman again if he comes in focused and is aggressive and doesn't just let him push him against the cage. But man, that fight was good. But towards the end, whenever he broke his jaw, all that ish talking that Colby Covington did, it backfired on him. So Usman, he said before the fight, I see me standing over him, he full of blood and stuff, and send him to the hospital. It didn't necessarily happen. Well, he was bloody. He wasn't like full of blood. But he did send him to the hospital. I'm pretty sure he got to go to the hospital. After the fight, I wanted like Rogan and them to kind of talk to Covington and see what happened with the fight. But as soon as they start reading the cards and was about to raise the hands, Colby Covington shot out to the back. So maybe he needed medical work done quickly, needed to see about himself, or maybe he just didn't want to seem vulnerable on the mic. He didn't want to be talking through clenched jaws or whatever, because they say his jaw was broken. So his brother, Kamaru Usman brother, screamed it to him at the beginning of the 5th round. He was like, his jaw is broke, come get this. So I think they maybe gave Usman a little bit more confidence to go for the kill, and he ended up getting it. You seen after in like the 4th round, whenever Joe Rogan was howling out, his jaw broke. and whenever he was getting hit to the jaw, it was affecting him greatly. You seen him touching his face a lot, like he was doing like overly. And so then a jab sat him on his ass. Then he got real confident and went for the kill, dropped him again, finished it. Great fight. Usman is a problem. He's a problem. Man, Jorge Masvidal, he got some hands, but man, Usman always been a boring fighter. So will he go the boring route and just wrestle Jorge? I think that fight has a little more cachet because that fight, it didn't really have any zest to it. It didn't have any savoir faire or whatever. I don't know what the word was, but it didn't really look too pretty. It was like, that's not the money fight. This rose Usman's stock. This rose it a lot. So that in the Jorge fight might come together. I say Usman in that one. But Masvidal, he's still probably waiting on the winner of the Conor fight and stuff. I really don't want to see Conor fight Masvidal. I don't know about seeing him win in fight. Khabib or fight Tony Ferguson either, man. That's kind of got a lot of monsters ahead of him. But move on to the other fight. Co-main event. Max and Volkanovski. Volkanovski, man, Max couldn't hurt him. Max couldn't hurt him at all. Man, he couldn't get his combinations off. He couldn't overpower him and drain his gas tank early because Volkanovski was just eating them legs up. The leg kicks were eating him up. And then when Max finally would try to put the pace on him, Volkanovski had enough power to keep him off and enough gas to stay in it. This fight showed me a lot about Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier can crack. Because when he hit Holloway, you seen it. Like, Holloway was like that. Whenever Volkanovski hit him with the fist, it didn't really faze him that much. But the leg kicks really affected him. And man, Max started turning it up late. But like the last 2 rounds, it was too late. So man, I hate that Max lost, man. But the better man did win. I ain't got no gripes with that one. Moving on to the co-main event. Nunes and Durandamy. Durandamy was busting her ass in that second round. If it was just a stand-up kickboxing fight, I think she would kick Amanda Nunes' ass. But is that saying a lot? Because she's a 10-time kickboxing champion. So, of course, maybe in that round, she would win. But it is a mixed martial arts fight. One thing that was interesting in that fight was Clarissa Shields was in attendance to that. The boxing champion of the world. But Clarissa Shields, does she fight at like 160 or something? And Amanda Nunes fights at 135 and 145. So she has the belts at both of those divisions. 145, they need to just shut that down. UFC don't have no 145 pounds fighters. Cyborg is going. Shut the division down. It doesn't make any sense. You only have like two fighters signed at 145. Shut that division down. But I don't know Clarissa Shields because there was a big boxing event with the Terrence Crawford. You would have thought she would have been there instead of the UFC fights, but But that's interesting. That's interesting there. But I don't know about Clarissa Shields going in that round because of Nunes. I'm pretty sure she would just wrestle her. Because I don't think Clarissa Shields gonna have any wrestling. Jose Aldo, I think he got robbed. The first round, Moraes was busting his ass. I was watching. I was like, damn. Jose Aldo looked like he in quicksand. I tweeted that. I'm like, man, he looked like he in quicksand. He looked so slow. But then he started kind of anticipating the shots, and once he started staying in, second and third round, I said, Jose Aldo pressed the whole time. He got some good combinations. Second round, he definitely won. Third round was close, but he pressed the whole time. Moraes had some good licks that he landed, but he ran the whole third round. He didn't do enough to win the fight to me because he ran. He was the scared person in the fight. Jose Aldo stalked him the whole second and third round. I don't think Moraes won that one. Jose Aldo should have won that. The judges were horrible. Going back to the main event, one judge had it 3-1 Colby Covington going into the last round. That fight was closer than that. But good thing it didn't go to the judges' scorecard. It was looking like it was going to be a draw, depending on certain aspects or whatever. But, well, it's kind of hard to be a draw unless somebody have a 10-8 round and then blase. California Kid, man, he bit off more than he could chew. He been had a problem with power punches, power hitters, his whole career. So you going against a 26-year-old stud with power? It was a good Cinderella story, but yeah. Now what will be interesting, since they both lost, see a rematch between California Kid and Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo doesn't kick anymore. Man, he doesn't kick it. But you know something? I don't know if it was an injury or whatnot, but I could trace it back to this moment. I could be wrong, but just noticing, Jose Aldo quit kicking as much once Anderson Silva broke his leg. I don't know if he had an injury around that time that messed up his foot and he was been scared to kick ever since then, or maybe that just went into his mind and he just never wanted that to happen to him. But ever since around that point, he just quit kicking. I'm gonna talk about damn, I can't think of his name. Mike Perry. Perry and Neil. Neil looked like Neil's looking. I don't know what his wrestling looking like, but that dude is a striker. Hey, he young, but watch out for him. This was a good card. Upcoming events, Cowboy and Cowboy McGregor, of course. It's gonna be a good one. At 170, I don't like that, but Conor is kind of trying to hedge his bets. If I win at this weight, well, then I can fight Jorge Masvidal, or I can go down in fight of Khabib, or I could fight Nate, or I could fight Nick. He has a lot of options, but man, I just want to see him back, hopefully in the winners column. I love Cowboy, but Cowboy moment kind of been passed. I kind of hope he take one for the team, not take a dive or anything, but man, look, get a first round knockout and Cowboy, McGregor, see what happens next. Max, I think Max deserves a immediate rematch, but he gotta assess those leg kicks. He gotta get away from them leg kicks and start with the boxing and stuff early on. But it was a great call, man. I just wanted to talk about that for a second. Boxing, Fury in Wilder. That's coming soon. I'm going for Wilder. That's my dog, but it'll be a tough one. And a lot of people were saying, man, Spence running from Crawford. I think I talked about that earlier. I talked about it kinda. But I seen it on like a post. Man, Crawford a monster. Nobody want to fight him, man. Spence scared. He just got shot out of a car. He can't fight him. He just got shot out of a car. The car was tumbling like this. He flew out of the car and the car was doing front flips. He unscathed, but you haven't seen any interviews with him. You haven't seen I haven't seen any tweets about him or anything. I could be wrong. Maybe he did some interviews. I haven't seen him, but he gotta have some tune-up fights or something before he would go down that road. Teofimo Lopez, he a monster, but stay away from I say stay away from Lomachenko, man, but Lomachenko old, man, so he's not towards the end of his reign, but all those young boys are coming up. They can't wait till their seasons in their prime to fight Lomachenko. He's gonna be 40 by then. So, man, they got Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, old boy, homeboy that's with Floyd Mayweather, little short brother. I'm mad that I can't think of his name right now because he a monster. But let me quit making this video as long as it is. Man, like, comment, subscribe. Gonna be the greatest of the most hated, man. I said my social medias and stuff, so like when the fight's coming on Twitter or something you want to holler at me, at Chance Jolivet. Facebook, don't add me on Facebook. I'll let you boy, man. Peace out.